orders all mixed up today, with Emma coming in before you. Good to see you, honey. Emma, you know what?
Yeah, Anne?
Sometimes I can't believe that you've been my daughter-in-law for 10 years now. It almost feels like you're my actual daughter. But I wish I could see you more often. I miss having you in the house.
Aw, Anne, don't be saying things like that. You make me feel bad. It's not like I want to be this busy.
I know, sweetheart. But Sally is turning 8 next week, so you must bring all my lovely grandchildren to celebrate. You know I'm always wanting to see them. And of course, my dear Laura. It's so good to see you. Come here for a hug. Sorry, I got a bit distracted there. Lovely to see you, Anne. Honestly, Laura, you are almost as bad as Emma, though. You are working too hard these days. Forget 3 children. I'll be lucky if I get 1 grandchild out of you. Oh, Anne, stop it. But you know what they call a relationship between 2 workaholics these days, Laura. DINKS! Double income, no kids. That's what it stands for. All because the population has got work mad. Look, Anne, that's not what me and Darren want. We want kids as well. We always plan to. Otherwise, I think you can't help but drift from your partner. Thank goodness. Good to hear you talking sense. I really think that a married couple needs to have a child to stay connected with one another. Otherwise, partners do drift. I mean, look at Emma. I think her relationship has just blossomed with children. It makes the couple a united front. Well, you can say that, but no matter what, I don't think I want to have 3 kids. Did I say that? I was never pressuring you to have 3, honey. 1 will suffice. But it's important to know that when you have children, you always have to be the bigger person in every given situation. If they are being unreasonable, you always have to maintain your temper and be patient again and again and again. That's how they learn good behavior. The moment you lose your temper, the learning is lost. Yeah, I understand that. It's important to concede to your child because they are only a child. But at the same time, you shouldn't spoil them or let them grow greedy, lovely. Oops, sorry, 1 second. I was just baking tarts, but by the smell, I'd say they're just about done. Gosh, I'm such a rambler. You 2 should stop me sometimes. I've just got to ice them now.
Oh, Anne, don't worry about the icing. I can do it.
Thank you, Emma. There's plenty of icing mixture, so knock yourself out. Should I help you?
Gosh, why does Laura keep looking at me like that? I always feel like when kids get brought up, she gets cranky and mean. As if I could only possibly choose to have 3 kids because I wasn't in some high-powered job like her. She's got to stop making my life about her. We are not the same people. I wish she would just say something, so we could argue about it and it would be over. But maybe I'm making too many assumptions.
Oh, Anne, there's blackberries over here. Didn't you want to use them? No, I meant to put them in the trash earlier. Could you get rid of them? What? Put them in the trash? Yes, darling. Emma's allergic, remember? That's such a waste, though. They're really delicious. Then take them. But they're about to go bad. One of the neighbors picked them in the woods for us, but we forgot to eat them. Yeah, I'll take them. Me and Darren will get through them quickly. Yes, you and Darren enjoy them, honey. Just keep them away from Emma. And I'm back. The front door was open, so I just let myself in. Oh, Laura, I'm glad you came. Emma also popped in too, so you 2 can deal with the fridge together. Hey, sis. Wow, the state of that fridge is next level. What happened?
Yeah, I think we are going to have to clear it and disinfect it. Do you mind taking stuff out? Unfortunately, milk got left lying down at the top and now it's everywhere.
Wait 1 second. Emma, let me get the disinfectant. I know I called you over, but I think you should take it easy, darling. You're busy nonstop as it is with the kids and all.
But Anne, you've been feeling unwell. There's a reason the fridge looks like this. You take a few days in bed and nothing gets sorted.
Yes, well, I'll get no help from my husband, that's for certain. Thank you, dearest. It would have been such a headache to deal with this without you.
I guess it's your destiny to work like this, little sis. What do you mean?
It's so obvious that you're a professional housewife. Look at how fast your hands move. You're an absolute pro.
Yes, well, raising 3 children will have that effect.
You're like a housewife on tap. Your great cleaning services only a phone call away.
Well, I'm only here because Anne isn't feeling very well, aren't I? I'm not like a housewife replacement service or anything.
You girls, could you come into my bedroom in a second?
Coming!
Okay, so I'm not sure if Darren and Mark insinuated anything to you two, but I have something important to discuss with you both.
No, Darren didn't say anything to me. What are we talking about?
The thing is, before announcing anything officially, I first wanted to talk to you two, as I think matters dealt with between girls are done better and more level-headedly. But still, I alluded to them what I was going to talk to you both about today.
I think you already know something, right? Because you don't look surprised at all.
What?
No, I don't know what's going on. This is my first time hearing about anything.
Then why is your face like that? You look so bored. Come on now, Laura. Stop pestering her. Emma's very tired.
Or she's got a resting bored face.
Okay, settle down. I haven't got anywhere yet. I wanted to talk to you guys about some unexpected money that has come our way since Darren and Mark's grandparents passed. Due to their financial situation, there was no inheritance, as we all know. But since then, there have been some developments. A couple of weeks ago, I had to go to relocate Darren and Mark's grandparents' grave as the land we were on was bought by some animal feedstock company in order to build a grain processing factory. We were in some talks with them and came to an agreement for a large sum as compensation. Would you like to take a look at this document?
And I'll take a look.
Oh, Laura is very keen. I guess she's hoping for a bit. A bit grabby, even. All in all, we received $800,000, which is obviously a lot of money. Me and Steve plan to hold on to half and split the rest of the money between you girls. We plan to pay off the house's mortgage with this and then expand Steve's store. We'll be going to the bank on Monday to start the process off.
Wow, that's so great, Anne. Thank you so much.
Laura, we plan to give you a lesser share of the money because of what me and Steve put towards your house earlier this year. You understand, don't you, darling? Of course, we did the same thing 10 years ago for Emma, but the difference between house prices then and house prices now is so vast, so we only gave Emma about a quarter of what we gave you, and now she owns the house outright.
Is that true, Emma?
Yeah, it is. You worked very hard, didn't you, darling? Paying the rent and then ultimately making enough to buy the house outright.
Oh, so your house actually belongs to you?
Yeah,
although we received a loan to buy it and we're still paying that off.
Laura?
Yeah?
Why do you have that habit of speaking? As if you're suspicious of what I'm saying. It makes me feel bad, as if you're calling me a liar. As if I would sit you both down and then just make up lies about one of you to the other so shamelessly.
And that's not what I meant. I just wanted Emma to elaborate is all. It's just me being curious. I had no idea she owned that house, and it's not as if it's an easy feat when it's so central.
I mean, I can see where you're coming from. Emma and Mark have done very well for themselves. But you have to understand that in terms of splitting up the remaining money, I have to give more to Emma. Because at the end of the day, they are raising 3 kids with 1 income stream. Unlike you and Darren, who both make money, without the financial burden of raising children. As the older person in this situation, I think you need to be understanding and mature about the differences between you and Emma's responsibilities and why I intend to give Emma and Mark $300,000 and you and Darren $100,000. Can you understand why me and your father-in-law have decided this? Yes, I do, Anne. Great! We just wanted to make you both aware about the details of how we wanted to split the money before the family gathering. We'll bring it up there, and I'm sure everyone will begin speculating. But I'm glad that you girls know, and it's settled now.
Thank you. I'm really glad that you told us beforehand.
Then I'll let you two go, all right, darlings, and I'll see you soon. Go home, indeed.
Anne, I'll just stay for a bit and finish making that soup you started.
No, darling, don't bother. You already bought the ingredients for it. Your old mom-in-law can finish making it. If you finish making it, then I'm scared you won't get any rest at all, lovely. Go on, you two.
Take care, Anne. And send my love to Steve, too. See you soon!
Why does Laura seem so sulky? Even from behind, I can tell that she's not happy with the situation. Do you want a lift in my car?
No, I'm absolutely fine. But thank you.
Come on, you can have a lift.
Really, it's fine. If I just go on the bus for 5 stops, I'll be home. Plus, my house is in the opposite direction of yours.
Get in already.
Okay, if you're sure.
Emma?
Yes?
You knew, didn't you?
Knew about what?
It's just like when we were around Anne's house. You were really overdoing it with the cleaning and then the soup as well.
What do you mean? Anne's been under the weather, so of course I want to help her.
Well, it just seemed to me that you knew you'd be getting $200K more than me. So you had to play up to her and be the perfect angel.
Laura, I was only trying to be helpful. It's the bare minimum to do a bit of cleaning and help make some soup when a family member's ill.
Look, it's just that I find it a bit suspicious is all.
Laura, you're the manager of a language textbook publishing firm, right?
What? Why are you bringing that up?
Every day I live trying to teach my children good language. So I'm wondering what you're teaching young children in your books. I just wanted to say that I'm surprised that you can talk like this. And I find it grating.
You seem mad. Don't understand how someone can be mad when they just get handed all that money. That must be really hard, just laying about at home without a job and getting so rich at your sister-in-law's detriment. Gosh, the tears are welling up in sympathy.
Laura, you're being really unfair and mean right now. It's not like I don't have a job because I chose not to. Looking after a husband and 3 children is a full-time job. I'm never laying around.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe what I said did go a bit far. But it's $200K. Wouldn't you get a bit annoyed? Honestly, there isn't even a good reason for it.
What do you mean, reason?
Well, Mom just said that the $400K they have will go into their house and to expand Steve's shop. But honestly, neither of those things require all that money.
Laura!
What?
I understand that $200K is a lot of money. But for you to accuse me of sucking up to people, let alone my own in-laws for this, is ridiculous. And now you are criticizing Anne and Steve despite their generosity. I feel really hurt on their behalf.
Oh, what have we got here? You really think you're above everything, don't you? Holier than thou, Emma, who can do no wrong.
Right. Please can you move over to the 3rd lane and let me off there? I've got to buy something at Costco.
You girls worked really hard making the pot roast. Well done. It smells lovely.
Thanks, Anne. Although we did buy the sauce instead of making it from scratch, so it kind of feels like a shortcut.
It's easier than it was in my days to be a great cook, that's for sure. Buying the sauce and pre-cut vegetables and such. But you girls still did a very good job.
Wherever you buy it these days, The sauces for pot roast are made of really high-quality ingredients that have an amazingly rich meaty flavor. So it's almost not worth the effort of making it yourself.
Yeah, you'd be a fool not to. But still, you two had to prepare the beef and all the vegetables and time all the cooking right. You've worked really hard. Me and Steve can't wait to eat it.
Aw, thanks, Anne.
I feel like I can't even see your lovely little face properly, ever since your wisdom tooth got pulled out. The swelling is still quite visible, isn't it?
Aw, Anne, don't worry on my behalf. It looks worse than it is. I'm sure it will go down soon.
Laura, what are you looking at so intently?
Anne, out of this stuff, which things are for me to bring home?
You see those 5 Tupperware containers in front of the fridge filled with my special stew? Those are for you and Darren, darling.
These ones?
What? No, stop being silly. Those ones are for Emma.
Oh. Are you sure it's okay to take all of this?
Yes, of course. Because there's 5 of them to feed, and children who can't really go out to eat. Well, there's only 2 of you. Not to mention that you and Darren eat out most nights.
Anne, could you spare some more, though?
But would you manage it all?
The thing is, I'm going to be doing remote work for 2 weeks instead of going to the office, and not particularly working this winter.
Really? Why's that?
Well, the thing is, you know me and Darren have been trying for a baby, but it's not been going well. We think work stress has something to do with it, so I'm doing a mix of remote work and reduced hours. But if that doesn't work, we'll start the process for in vitro fertilization. I texted the other day about it, don't you remember?
Wow, that's quite a development. Well, it seems like you're taking the right steps, honey. All you can do is wait and see. I'm sorry about the messages. I've not been looking at my phone since yesterday, as Marge, the elderly neighbor down the road, has been needing quite constant care.
No, don't worry about it.
But yes, I remember you saying that you wanted to do in vitro fertilization. But hopefully, what with not doing as much work, and from a more comfy environment, it might sort itself out. You must take care of yourself, darling. I shouldn't have had you doing the pot roast and all.
No, it's okay. I haven't even started the treatment yet. But Anne, please can you send me home with a bit more of your stew?
Of course, darling. You shouldn't be overdoing it. You girls don't do any washing up now. You haven't even had lunch yet and it's already 2 o'clock. Let's just serve it up and call all the men in.
I think the pot roast is going to be really delicious. I can't wait to dig in.
Well, you girls should thank yourselves. I'm sure you did a splendid job.
Anne, are you not going to add the blackberries into the pudding? I saw some on the side.
Yes, but I didn't add any.
That's a real shame. I think the tartness of the berries with the creaminess of the pudding would have been a match made in heaven. It feels kind of bland without it.
It's because Emma can't eat them, darling.
Yeah.
Why are you putting your spoon down? Don't you fancy it anymore? I thought you liked that pudding.
Yeah, it just tastes really bland without the blackberries in it is all.
Gosh, Laura, you might want to work on growing up a bit.
What?
I gave this to you because you wanted dessert, but now you're wasting perfectly good food.
Well, I just feel like you're making everything to fit Emma's taste, but ignoring mine.
What?
I really like blackberries, and I was saying that I wanted them with the pudding, but you're completely unaffected by it. So I don't really understand. It's not like we're eating from the same plate.
I'm so sorry for not adequately responding to your preferences, daughter-in-law. Should I go and get the blackberries for you now?
No, you don't have to go that far. It's just a trend that I've noticed. I mean, the way you split up the stew as well was very one-sided.
Laura, you're being excessively jealous and unreasonable right now. I've already said that I did that because Emma has 3 children, and that's not the case for you and Darren. It's 5 people, as opposed to 2. In what way was that not fair and appropriate?
It's not even that.
It's just how you usually are. Okay, so now we are talking about how I normally act. Why have you suddenly got so many things built up against me that you've taken as personal slights? It's just like, for example, you remembered about Emma's wisdom tooth being pulled out, and were fussing about it. But you didn't even think to ask about all the hardship I've been going through with me and Darren trying to get pregnant. That's a really unreasonable thing to say, because as soon as you brought it up, I was straight away fussing over you. I told you that I hadn't seen your message. Otherwise, I would have been asking you about it from the get-go. Just have a look at my phone. Do you see all the unanswered messages that I haven't had the time to look at since yesterday? I still feel really hurt.
Look, Laura, let me go get the tub with the blackberries in. I don't mind you having them while we're at the table together. Anne's just a bit more paranoid about it than me.
Emma.
Yes?
Don't you realize that at a time like this, you should just stay still and be quiet rather than trying to get involved? It's ridiculous, really, how much you lack tact. It's so unnecessary saying stuff like that right now.
No, I just feel really uncomfortable, so I can't sit still. I don't like being the reason for starting an argument, so I want you to just eat the blackberries.
For goodness sake, I can't deal with this. After all of your urging for us to come do cooking together, this is how the day has turned out. Makes me question why I bothered turning up in the first place. Exactly my thoughts. How disappointing it is that as grown adults we cannot enjoy a day together without it ascending into bickering. I've had enough. I'm clearing away the dessert now, and if you're so inclined, then have some of the cookies I put out. But for Pete's sake, do it in silence. I can't stand another peep! Emma?
Yeah?
Why did you say you were so uncomfortable earlier? It's not like I did anything that would make someone feel uncomfortable. I just stated the facts. It's me who should be uncomfortable, suffering to your benefit. Stop it! Can't you see that your mother-in-law is right here? I can't stand this insolence. Why do I feel like that's only directed at me? Because you are older and should be wiser, and the argument keeps being perpetuated by you. You're being too over the top, Laura, and I need you to choose to be more understanding as the older person. Didn't I already bring this up before? With age, you get saddled with needing to be mature. Can you understand? Yes, I do. But still, in front of me as your mother-in-law, you're being really childish and throwing a bit of a temper tantrum. That's because you show a very clear bias to one of your daughters-in-law over the other. Bias? I can't believe what I'm hearing. That's the way I feel. Whatever you give to us, there's always more that gets given to Emma over me. Are you still talking about the money that got split after Mark and Darren's grandparents' grave got moved? Is it because you felt like that was unfair and you're resentful about it? No, that's from the past. I don't feel bitter about it. Okay, then I'm sorry I jumped to conclusions. I'm not the type of person to take a prejudice against someone, or have favorites. I mean, of course I have known Emma for longer, because of her marrying Mark 10 years ago, and that lends itself to a degree of familiarity. But I never want to make you feel like an afterthought or a second choice. So I hope that you don't misunderstand me, because hand on heart, just as my boys are as precious to me as much as the other, you two are precious to me in equal amounts. You understand that, don't you? But you girls realize that that argument we just had at the table just then was quite awful. I don't want these accusations, and that sort of rudeness to rear its head again. We can work out our feelings amicably in the future, because families should not have malicious intent against one another. And because of that, in trusting that there is no malintent, we can assume that the problem stems from a misunderstanding, and the other person will want to hear you out. Please give me a response. I want to know if you understand. Yes, I do.
I do, Anne.
I don't want to have that sort of behavior again. Otherwise, next time I will fly off the handle and get really angry. I'm a scary person. Got that.
Hi, Anne.
Is this a good time to call?
Yes, absolutely. I just got in.
Did you end up deciding to buy the house you mentioned last time?
Yes, I actually just came back from paying the down payment for it.
How exciting! I heard from Mark that the market price is really low in that area, so it's quite a bargain.
Yes, although there's certainly a few reasons that's the case. The infrastructure around it isn't so great, so in terms of school and transport, we're a bit inconvenienced.
Yes, but getting to a school slightly out of the area with a car will be fine, I'm sure. I think you did really well to snatch up a house when the prices are so reasonable and in budget.
Thanks, Anne. I agree.
Especially with it being south-facing, you won't have to deal with dark rooms during the day, and you'll probably save money on heating bills with the light coming through. I think it sounds perfect for you guys.
Yes, absolutely. There's many benefits besides the price.
Well, I'm so happy for you. And I'm sure the kids will enjoy being there.
Let's hope so. It's 1,400 square feet, so I can breathe easily now, and so can the kids. Lots of space to run around and play.
I know, darling. It's great. I know that it's been a bit of a struggle with space before, and that you were concerned you wouldn't be able to move to a bigger place in your price range.
Yes, exactly.
You know what I find slightly absurd?
Oh? What do you find absurd?
That I was speaking to Darren the other day, and he says Laura's just gone and bought a really expensive new car.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's one of those really sporty flash cars you'd see rich people going around in. It's got some Italian name. Something.
Ferrari?
Yes, they said that they had the money for it, and it was very affordable. But who are they kidding? It's clearly been bought with the money we gave them, and it's not really what I would consider a good use of it.
I guess if they believe it's in budget, we'll just have to assume it was well considered and isn't going to set them back too much.
I feel bad that I'm talking to you about it, but I can't imagine saying anything to Laura because she could be so headstrong sometimes. Still, I felt as if my head would implode if I didn't vent about it a bit. To say the least, I'm frustrated.
I get it, Anne.
I personally think they need to move out of the city a bit, where the market price is lower. That way, they'd be more financially secure.
I guess so. Although I know Laura prefers living closer to her workplace. That's why they moved there in the first place, because the publishing company was only a few blocks away.
I'm not so sure if lessening the commute is a wise payoff for how expensive their rent is. At this rate, they will have no savings. I told Aaron to speak up, but I think we both know who wears the pants in their relationship. He's as timid as a mouse, I tell you. I really wish they'd take advantage of some of the low market prices coming up in some areas. But you know how it is. I'm just the annoying mother-in-law who keeps rabbiting on. I can see they'd rather keep throwing their money around to no avail. You've done a really good job on remodeling the kitchen and bathroom. It's very simple, but at the same time has a luxurious feel to it.
Ah, thank you. That's what we wanted. A sort of stylish but zen-feeling space. But it has been quite hard work putting up with all the builders. Still glad to have it finished, so we can enjoy it now.
Yeah, it would have been better to get it done just before you moved in. Less disruptive that way.
Yeah, it would have been ideal to redecorate before coming to live here. But 2 years ago, we weren't really in a good enough financial position to spare the extra expense, you know?
Have you paid back the loan for buying this place yet?
Not quite. We've got about 7 months of installments left. But then it will be all paid off.
Huh, not bad. Emma?
Yes?
I know why you decided to redecorate now.
What do you mean?
It's exciting, isn't it?
What is?
No. You can't be telling me that you don't know. I honestly have no idea. The metro line is getting extended out this way, so this area has become much more accessible by public transport.
Really? Well, I must admit that is exciting.
Emma, do you know what's the first thing I've been doing when I wake up in the morning these days?
No? What would that be?
Well, I always get up and check how much the market price of the apartments in this area have gone up. Every day I check it.
Oh, really? Why?
You're curious about how much the market price has exploded over the last 2 years, aren't you?
Well, I'm kind of curious how that relates to you, Laura. Are you thinking of buying around here?
No, of course not. I said the market price has gone up, didn't I? It's just matters that relate to you, relate to the family.
Well, sure, I guess. It's good information to know.
Emma?
Yes?
2 years ago, you got $200K more than me from our in-laws, correct?
Well, yes.
You bought this apartment for roughly $800K, right? But now the price of this place has completely skyrocketed.
Well, when you say bought this place, we still have to pay off the loan we got, so it's not completely ours.
Whatever. The bottom line is that your family got $200K more than mine.
I guess you could say that.
Then we should calculate the difference in the price you bought it at and the current market price. And I think you should give me the cost difference. It's only fair that way.
Laura, what are you saying? In what world does that make sense? It's ridiculous logic.
It's only fair because you got more, and therefore we're able to make investments, such as into property that me and Darren couldn't.
Huh?
I think you are forgetting that when me and Mark first got married, we received $80,000 very generously to put into a place together. Whereas you and Darren were gifted $300,000. So our in-laws have not been unfair. Consider that in your calculations. That's not even the point. The point is you made an investment with the money you received from them to buy this place, and this place is now worth a lot more. So as it's family money, I should be entitled to some of that money's return profit.
What?
Look, even if the market price has changed dramatically since 2 years ago, I wouldn't be paying anything to you. That is my opinion on the matter. Wow. Here was me taking you for your angelic face. But really, you're a wolf in sheep's clothing. You're such a game player.
What? Why are you suddenly accusing me of being underhanded?
Look, forget it all. I wouldn't be asking you unless I was in a really difficult position.
What do you mean?
Our area's rent prices are through the roof at the moment, so me and Darren can't sign the contract for it this year. It's just an awful situation.
Okay. Well, in that case, I think you need to consider finding a new place. Either somewhere a bit smaller or to a cheaper area, perhaps.
How dare you? We are not moving to a smaller flat. Once you start downsizing, you'll always be downsizing.
All right, then move to a different, cheaper area where you can find similar-sized apartments at a better value rent.
What? Absolutely not. Don't you remember that we're having a child? I can't compromise with the schools you get in cheaper areas.
Well, my children have a great education, even though this wasn't originally the most affluent area.
Huh? Look, Emma, I didn't want to say this, but there's a difference between my child and your children.
What do you mean, a difference?
Come on. Are you going to make me spell it out for you? Look, my husband is an electrical engineer at an extremely prestigious company, and I graduated from Ivy League. So of course my children will need to be more academically challenged than these bumpkins. They have success written into their DNA. I can't believe what I'm hearing. This is the most contrived dribble I've ever heard. If you think you and your child are so great, but have fun living and studying where you already live. I'm sure you and Darren will manage on the financial front. Emma, don't be like that. Come on now. All I ask is at the very least you lend us that money. The difference in the current market price and the price you bought it at 2 years ago. I think that's reasonable, at least.
Look, Lara, I don't know what you want me to do. I obviously don't have that money, do I? Because I would have to sell our family's house in order to see that profit margin. But honestly, even if our family had plans to sell this place, I don't think what you've asked for is a reasonable ask, so I'd be very hesitant to help.
Are you sure you don't have thoughts of moving now I've told you about the apartment prices skyrocketing?
Why would I uproot my family when we are all settled in? Not to mention the remodeling work we just had done. And then on top of that, the fact this apartment still has unpaid loans on it.
But aren't you happy, Emma? Do you realize that the market price for this apartment has increased by 37% since you bought it?
Wow. You've really put in the work, haven't you? Watching house prices like it's your full-time job. It's not that I think it's not a good thing, but rather I have no inclination to sell this apartment at all. The reason you came today was to see the remodeling. Well, that's what I thought at least. So then why on earth would I have all this work done if I wanted to sell it?
Right. So what should I do?
What?
Come on, what should I do? Because the rent is almost doubling for me and Darren. We're in an unbearable situation, and I think you are being really irresponsible.
How can you ask that question to me? I'll tell you again what I think you should do. I think that you and Darren should move either to a cheaper area or to a smaller apartment. You got it? Sometimes adult choices aren't what we want to make, but you have to make them. You live in the real world, so you have to be realistic.
All right, I can see that you're clearly not ready to listen to my situation. Not a sympathetic bone in your body.
Right.
Guess I'm going to have to make inquiries with the in-laws. And also, don't talk to them about this and spin the story, all right? I don't need you and Anne siding off against me.
Do what you want. It's none of my business anyway.
What sort of nonsense are you spouting about? It's unbearable to listen to. Anne! Don't you want your grandchildren to grow up in a big enough apartment? What we have right now is perfect. It's just shy of 700 square feet. Look, Lara, I think you would be wise to follow Emma's advice. Either move to a smaller apartment, or if you say you can't bear the thought of a smaller space, then you're going to have to move out of the center and into the outskirts, where rent is cheaper. It's as simple as that. I could never do either of those things. I am not raising my child with the country bumpkins. So you are coming to me and demanding money? I am asking for it, yes. What on earth were you doing when I talked to you before, Lara? We are not made of money. That money has been spent on your father-in-law's business and paid off the loans on this house. Then can't you get a mortgage on the house again and lend me money? I think it at least makes sense to match what you gave to Emma and Mark. We're just in a really impossible situation with the rent prices going up right now. So I can't let the matter rest and just accept that we received a lot less. Who told you to rent such an expensive central apartment in the first place? Who told you to go and buy a brand new Ferrari? Did someone push you? The answer is plain and simple. These have all been your decisions, and it's comical to think that I owe you anything. But still, you have to consider your unborn grandchild. Don't you want the best for them? It's your eldest son's child. Honestly, your childishness is worse than that of the grandchildren I already have. It's easier reasoning with them. You know what the kids call people like you these days? Salty. It means being really bitter and taking your situation out on other people, not knowing your boundaries. I can't give you any money. You and Darren are going to have to work it out for yourselves. But if you are really struggling, as you say, I'm happy for you both to move in here and try to save some money in the meanwhile, to buy a place and not get so affected by rent prices. It's better to be your own landlord. So, are you seriously saying that you're not going to give us any money? I cannot imagine myself living here for 1 second. I can't believe you are being so ruthless. Are you sure you're not going to regret this? Yes, I'm not going to regret my position. I cannot provide you with any more financial support. And if you don't want to take up my offer for refuge, then I'm afraid I can't really help.
The envy and stubbornness of my sister-in-law ultimately caused a lot of things to unfold. She ended up terminating her pregnancy. At age 37, she decided that the baby she'd had such a hard time conceiving was no longer worth it, hence resulting in its abortion. Herself and my brother-in-law then eventually got divorced. It seemed like he'd made the decision by himself without discussing it with anyone, including herself. As someone who is mother of 3 children, I can't understand how someone could terminate their pregnancy on the basis of not receiving money from her in-laws. I don't think I will ever be able to understand this decision, or how, to some people, money is more important to them than a person's life. It just goes to show how vastly different one person can be from the next in this world.
Emma, is it okay if I put the saucepan here?
Yeah, that's the right place, but let me do it for you.
No, it's all right. I'm able to do this much at least.
But still, you're heavily pregnant.
You shouldn't overdo it, Susie. Come on now, let me help. I can't have you doing it all for me. I might be older than you, but I have a lot to learn. What with you being a mother of 3 and married for over 10 years. You know the tricks of the trade, but I feel like such an amateur. How to be good to my mother-in-law, how to feel at home and adapt to all the new family members, how to raise a child.
Susie, you see these pajama pants in the plastic bag here? Anne gave them to me since she has a pair herself and said they were really warm and cozy. What do you think of them?
Yeah, they're really cozy looking, just like you said. The colors are also nice and bright. A very nice gift for sure. That's kind of Anne.
Also, you see all these tubes here? Anne made me a load of yummy meals to put in the fridge. What do you say? Would you like some?
No, they were meant for you and your family. I'm sure you don't have much time on your hands, so I think you should use them as an excuse for a sit-down and heartily eat them all.
Also, Anne gave me $200,000 only a few years ago, and with that, me and Mark bought a...
Emma, what are you up to? Do you think I'll be upset to hear that Anne has been helping you out? I'm ever so happy she's been so lovely to you and Mark. I'm sure raising 3 children has been no easy feat.
I'm sorry. I was just asking a ton of questions unnecessarily.
It's just because it's so interesting how much you differ from my previous sister-in-law. To be honest, I don't know much about Darren's ex-wife. But judging by how much of a state she left you all in, I can only determine that she must not have been very nice. I felt that you guys were wary of me due to her. But don't worry, I won't drag up the past. I just want us to live comfortably with one another. Please don't be afraid to consider me as your sister. Yeah?
Yes, Susie. Thank you for saying that.
In that case, I have loads of kids' toys that I'm organizing at home at the moment. Would you like me to bring over the ones in good condition? No, you're all right. Yeah, I guess using pre-owned ones can be a bit, you know. No, it's not that at all. What I meant is that you don't bother to bring them over. Me and Darren will come pick them up when it's convenient. Oh, then when you come over, let's have dinner together or something. And in general, feel free to pop around whenever you want. Aw, thank you. You feel free to do the same. Come around as much as you wish. All right, I'll be off now. But it was lovely seeing you. See you soon. Drive safely. And we have to keep hold of Susie. She's a complete gem.